Good afternoon. It is almost morning, but still afternoon. It is about 11:30. I'm Andrea Lane with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Ambassador Real Estate, and you're joining us today for 30 minutes with a realtor. You can provide your comments on the site or ask any questions that you would like to, and we will answer as quickly as we see them come in. So just make sure to give us a couple seconds to see your comment or your question, and then we'll respond to it. It is August of 2020, and many people are excited that we're right now going back to school. And so, one of the things I wanted to talk about is everybody's been talking about COVID stuff, are supporting local and supporting local businesses. And so, I wanted to bring in a couple local businesses that I am directly connected to because they're my past clients. And so not only have I put them in a house, but also have been along their venture of their businesses as well. So today, first up with me is Caitlin. Hello.
Hi.
And so, Caitlin, you actually moved into my old neighborhood, which is
Yes.
kind of fun. And your boyfriend is a veteran.
Yes,
He's
he is.
actually active duty. And so, um, hello, Jason. Um, so you guys kind of had a little venture getting into your business, which I thought was really interesting. You showed me something that I wasn't aware of, which was some of the small business loans available to veteran based companies, which I think is amazing that they do it. And it gives people that want to do a small business like what you're doing.
A little helping hand. Yeah.
Yes, a helping hand, which is just awesome. So if you are a veteran, if you are considering a small business, reach out to us. We'll happily get you some of the information that we have on that. So maybe if that has been your hurdle in not starting a business, that might be a stepping stone for them. Maybe that's something we can help somebody with.
For sure.
So talk about Hydro Dog. That is the business that you own.
Yes. Yes.
So what is Hydro Dog for people who may not know?
So Hydro Dog is a mobile grooming business. We operate out of a pretty interesting looking van. If anybody,
miss it.
you
You
can't
can't miss it.
You can't miss it. If anybody knows Clifford, it's like Clifford but blue. So
I love it.
we are. What is it?
Mobile.
No, not mobile, but self-reliant. Self-reliant. We are 100% self-reliant. So we come to you and we don't need anything except your fur baby, and we'll give them a perfect spa day.
Oh, I love it. Okay, so talk about this spa day. What are options? Because I know my dogs are pampered, but what is a spa day for a dog?
Well, that kind of depends on what your dog needs. If you have a short hair who just requires baths, we do bath options. We do haircuts, which we call full grooms for any of your longer haired fur babies. So, any full groom is the haircut, the bath, the blow dry, the brush out, and a full sanitary treatment. So, we make sure their face, fanny, and feet look wonderful and smell wonderful.
I love it. Face, fanny, and feet.
Face, fanny, and feet.
Okay, so how do you guys handle some of the maybe resistant? Because I know I have smaller dogs, and they don't like the bathroom. They don't like tubs. They don't like any of that. So how do you handle that?
Well, sometimes we play music in the back of the van. Sometimes music will help calm some dogs down.
Okay.
Other times it's just being patient and let them do what they want to do on their own time, and we'll get through when we get through.
I like that. So if you have a resistant pet to bats like mine, you guys are still able and capable
Yes.
to handle that
Yes.
and to handle all that. Okay, great. So if it's something that you've contemplated about, or like I know most people right now aren't really able to go out to places to get their dogs groomed or have them bathed, do you guys also do nails at all?
Yes,
or
nails
like
is included with
okay.
everything. So even if you just do a bath, we include nails. And then everybody gets a finishing conditioner, unless they have sensitive skin. We're fully comfortable if you specially request. We can leave that out. Um, and then they get a bandana or a bow tie for the boys, even if it's just for nails.
But that's okay. So, which is another bonus because obviously people who are used to going to a groomer may not have the opportunity right now to get their nails trimmed or get them bathed. So you guys are coming to them.
Yes.
So what kind of COVID adaptations have you had to make right now?
We can operate 100% contactless if desired. So we can We've had customers who will leave their dogs in a kennel, and for pickup, we'll just go to the kennel and take the dog, and then do all of our services and return the dog to the kennel. And then we can either call and do transactions over the phone, or we have invoice options as well.
Okay. Do you guys have options for like a regular, like I know some people like have a regular schedule for cuts. They have a regular schedule for grooming. So is that something they can set up with?
That's what we call our maintenance plan.
Okay.
Which we give a 15% discount to anybody who would like to set up a maintenance plan.
Oh,
so
awesome.
Or returning customers at all. Doesn't matter how
or
often.
If you mentioned that you saw it here on the Facebook Live, or you mentioned my name, I know you guys had said it's special, Andrea special. So if you guys have a pet that you want to get a little pampered, or you want to get on a maintenance schedule, so it's something you don't have to think about, obviously. So do you guys have a website that they can go to
We do.
Get signed up? Okay.
Hydrodog.com and look for Artemis. That's like the Greek goddess Artemis.
Okay.
Artemis.
And then that's it. So I'm going to put this in the comments that it is hydrodog.com, correct? Okay, so we put the website in the comments, so you can go to the website. Oh, look at the picture and everything popped up right there.
We also have our own Facebook page and Instagram. You can find us on there too, and feel free to message us.
What's your Facebook?
Hydrodog Artemis.
Hydrodog Artemis. Yes. I'm going to put that in here just in case you're like me and you're a bad speller. That you can Artemis. Is that right? Or is it at? I think I have to do at, don't I?
Probably.
It's a learning curve here. There we go.
Yep, there we go.
We're going to try this on tape too. There we go. So then there's the Facebook link is also on there. So you can find that and set up your maintenance plan. So obviously I've seen a couple of mobile like dog grooming companies. What sets HydroDog apart?
Well, we are the only mobile groomer that I know of in the area who supports local rescues. So we do what we call Bathe to Save events, and we just had one within the last month where we parked at the Skybox here in Omaha from 10, it was set from 10 to 2. We actually stayed 10 to 4.
Oh, wow.
And fully donation based, whatever you want to give to the rescue. We don't profit anything. We'll give your dogs a bath and make them smell nice.
And then you guys are sponsoring with the charities with the other.
Yes.
Yeah. That's nice. I like that. I like that you guys stayed extra because it says something about your business, that it wasn't just come in and go. It gave you an opportunity to have a little bit of time with them and share in that. So we always love the businesses that give to get, because I really think you need to do that as well. So hopefully you guys have a chance to find out a little information. Don't forget, on the side in the comments is both the Facebook page as well as the website. What's usually your turnaround, or how hard is it for people to get an appointment with you?
Oh, not hard at all. Not hard at all. You send us a message today, and within 24 hours, you can have an appointment set up and ready to go.
Okay, great. So if you're a procrastinator or a last minute planner and it's not something that you thought about, or you're venturing to try it and maybe didn't know what your schedule would be this week, this gives you an opportunity to do it. And I would love to hear from somebody going forward. If you book an appointment with HydroDog to message, I would love to hear about your review of them or some feedback on how your experience went overall. And again, because you won't miss, I remember the first time I drove past and I saw the car, because it's a big blue dog on top of the van and you can't miss it. So like your neighbors are going to know when they come by, which I think is great marketing.
Oh, yes.
Because you can't miss the giant dog going by. So it's not just any franchise. I think they did some good think out of, hey, how do we market? How do we get people to know what we do and enjoy that? So I like that. I like that the charity aspect. What would be something you would want to tell our viewers about HydroDog that maybe they don't know?
Oh, that's a tough one.
I guess that would be the question too, is a menu on the website itself? Because I haven't played it on the website. I've seen the Facebook page. Is there a menu of services for people to pick from?
So right now, there is not on the hydrodog.com, but we do have it on our Facebook page.
On the Facebook page.
And feel free, if you have any other questions, you can reach out to me directly, and I will get you a quote for whatever it is you're curious about.
Dave asks if did you bring the van today?
I did.
Oh, we did. So we're going to take a trip, Dave, just for you. We're going to walk around my house so you can see it. So come on with us. And we're gonna get a little shiny, shiny light so you can see it. It's like a big reveal, Matney. I love this. So it's not quite the front that you're gonna see, but let's turn you around so you can see it. There's the Hyder Dog car. And we're gonna walk around because it's the back. Isn't it always the back that's the better side? Caitlin, you gotta step in that shot for. You can't miss the blue dog.
No.
When it comes to your house. So, Caitlin, thank you so much for joining me for 30 Minutes with the Realtor and Hydro Dog. And if you guys have any questions for Caitlin or getting stuff set up, obviously the Facebook page as well as her website is on the side. And we'll be able to get you and your furry baby set up to be clean and all tailored. So here, I'll have you walk back with me. So obviously she may be busy the rest of the afternoon going to do some of these pet. What's been some of the craziest, like, what's the largest dog you had to wash?
We've done St. Bernards, Bernese Mountain Dogs.
How much do you think those weigh? Like
160 or more.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
We've done a couple Malamutes. Yep.
All the way down to like a teacup chihuahua?
Oh, yeah. All the way down to like a little 2-pound Yorkie.
Oh my goodness, I love it. So yes, guys, I hope that you will support local and support Caitlin. And we're gonna bring another local on board if she's bringing her cake around so that you can see her lovelies. I'm gonna have Teresa sit with me real quick. Come on over, Teresa, and bring that cake. She's making me hungry, bringing yummy treats. Oh, that's beautiful. So this is Teresa Rotrammel, and again, another veteran-owned business. Her husband is active duty, and I met them last year when they bought their house with me, and now I'm spoiled because she bakes, and she bakes amazing cakes and cupcakes, and you're kind of a specialty bakery in that because I don't want to spoil it for them. Tell them what you're.
So my business is called Teresa's Edible Creations. I've been doing this for about 17, 18 years. And when my younger two children were born, they were born with very severe food allergies. So from that, we created this concept that everybody should to come to me to get whatever they need, no matter what their issues were with food. So we have made sure that we can accommodate just about every single person with whatever issues they have, whether it's an allergy or sensitivity. My kitchen is always nut free because my youngest had a severe nut allergy. So we don't have peanuts or even cashews or hazelnuts or anything like that. And then I can also accommodate gluten free and dairy free and egg free. The one that I haven't quite figured out how to accommodate yet is sugar free because I just don't know how to make a buttercream without sugar, but we're working on it.
Buttercream, buttercream, buttercream. Yeah, I don't think buttercream would be the same without sugar.
It's a little difficult.
But what I find interesting, though, even though you are a nut-free bakery, you can do peanut butter flavor
Yes.
for like the icing because we talked about doing like a chocolate cupcake with a peanut butter flavored buttercream, so it's kind of like that peanut butter buttercup.
So I found a really great alternative when my child wanted to take sandwiches to school, and the hardest part with my third, I have 4 boys. My third child loved peanut butter, and he discovered that love just as we found out that the youngest one had a severe nut allergy. So we were able to find an alternative that's a soy nut that they have roasted and added honey to. So it's a very similar texture as well as taste to peanut butter. And we actually swapped out the container label. And my child had no idea for about 4 years until we told him.
Smart.
So
Smart. They don't know. They'll still eat it.
That's right. So I'm able to use that same product and I whip it into my buttercream or I put it into my cakes. And unless I tell people, they don't really know. Of course, I tell my customers. But when you tell your friends and family that it's not actual peanut butter, they're not going to be able to tell because it tastes amazing.
Yes. So I know one of the discussions we had was like I feel like I need to challenge Teresa every time I have a birthday come up. So if you look on my Facebook page, you'll find the Harry Potter cake that she did for my son Gavin, who wanted a Harry Potter themed cake. And so you and I were chatting, and we kind of did some pictures back and forth on Facebook and Pinterest because that will get you in trouble too. But we did a lot of pictures and stuff, and this is the actual cake that she made for the Harry Potter thing. Here, pop that back up because I want people to see. What you can't see is even this paper was edible. And so he was able to eat that and said, Happy birthday, Gavin. Like even the snitch was edible. The glasses and everything was a fondant. And we did it in a butterscotch cake flavoring so that it was like a butterbeer theme for those who are Harry Potter fans. And it was like eating a Werther's candy in cake. It was so amazing. And in fact, we were talking about doing more cupcakes for my birthday that are the butterscotch because they were so good. Um, but one of the things we talked about was most people kind of stick to chocolate and vanilla.
And the occasional strawberry gets thrown in there.
Okay.
A lot of people ask on my Facebook page, do you have a list of flavors? And I don't because most people end up going to chocolate and vanilla and strawberry. So I like to challenge those customers that ask that question. What is your favorite flavor combination you've ever had? And I can copy that. I can make it and it will be yours. I did the most unique one that I had was a passion fruit flavored cake, which is not easy to come up with in that flavor in a sponge. And the customer said that I blew it out of the park. Um, it was quite different. I'd never had passion fruit before that, so we did a couple different taste tests, and she loved my creation, so it was fabulous.
Which I have been on the receiving end of the taste testing, and it is fun. Last year you made strawberry margarita cupcakes for my birthday. We did the virgin version, but you also have, like you said, you'll baste it with some tequila.
I spike it after they're baked because the alcohol for them about 95% of that bakes out, and then some of the flavor is lost in that as well, so you don't get that quality flavor. So then I spike it. Sometimes I'll put a little capsule of that on there, so you have like a mini shot as well. So that way you get a little bit more in your cupcake. Yeah.
So yeah, we did those, and then we did root beer float.
Those are always popular.
Last year. Yeah, my girlfriend Bernice, who's on Facebook, her boyfriend ate like 3 or 4 of them. Like he's like, I don't usually eat sweets, but these cupcakes are amazing, and the kids loved them, which was neat. And we catered for some of the kids wanted a cherry on top, and some of the kids didn't want a maraschino cherry on top. So we were able to kind of have a variety of those, so that everybody was happy. So you do cupcakes, you do cakes. Um, you did a pumpkin brittle last year during the holidays.
No, not pumpkin brittle.
Was it pumpkin seed?
Pumpkin seed brittle.
Pumpkin seed
So
brittle.
around the holidays, especially is when people want brittle. And again, for those that really want those flavors, but maybe have kids or grandchildren that are not able to have, peanut brittle, I do a pumpkin seed brittle. You really can't tell the difference.
I still ate the whole container.
I never had anybody tell me that they didn't care for it or they tasted off, because the nut flavoring is still there from the pumpkin seed because I roast them first, so it helps bring out that earthy flavor that you're looking for, and then you still get the crunch from the hard sugar as well as the pumpkin seed.
So, and you at the same time you made moon pies or whoopie pies.
They're whoopie pies, mini whoopie pies. They're about the size of a $1/2, and I do all kinds of flavors of those. The most unique one that I've made so far was the sopapilla flavor. It's a Hispanic dish,
Okay.
and it's a lot of vanilla, a little bit of cinnamon, and some cream. And I turn that into a little mini whoopie pie, and they are delicious.
Ooh, we might have to make those because those sound scrumptious.
Yeah.
So now, besides birthday cakes or cupcakes, I know you do special event stuff. You've done some smash cakes for people. You've done because you have a picture. Show that.
I do wedding cakes. I do promotion cakes. This is and there's another little, this is a mini wedding cake. There's another wedding cake that I've done. Um, so it can be, especially right now with COVID, I know that weddings are a little harder to figure out what you should do for them. So you can do a smaller wedding cake and then just do cupcakes for everybody else. You can do a larger cake and then just have lots of leftovers. If you
They'll
don't
be
have,
eaten.
they will be eaten. But I also do, in the past, I've also donated a lot of cakes to the Red Cross when they do their different events. They do a lot of volunteer appreciation events, so I will donate cakes for that. And we usually make it pretty creative. It's not just your standard sheet cake. I'm not a fan of sheet cakes.
Okay.
When you can be creative, why stop? Why stop there?
True story.
So I try to do something really unique for every time, so that way it doesn't look like they just walked into the local box store and grabbed something off the shelf.
And you can also do, I think, which is really unique, is some of the blown glass. Is what I call it blown glass because it's essentially blown sugar.
Yes.
And you have like a tea set that looks like it's from Beauty and the Beast. You've done flowers that are the blown sugar. Yeah,
So
show
this
that.
is one of the most popular requests. This is called, I call it the sugar splash. Other people will call it a sail. It's all sugar. It tastes like a sucker, like a dum dum,
Oh, yeah.
or something like that. They look like glass. They're gorgeous, and then they're edible. So
Now, last year when we met down in Bellevue, because you're doing some of the baked goods down at the
the
hop yard in Plattsmouth.
yes,
Are you still doing stuff down there?
we are. It's
Okay.
just more limited because of COVID.
Sure.
I provided cupcakes and things for their Mother's Day event. I believe they had to cancel their Father's Day event, so I didn't get the opportunity for that.
But you actually created
Yes.
cupcakes that had some of their beers in it.
So they bring in other beer crafters from all over this area, and so when I get together with them, I will ask them whatever beer is on tap because that does change, and then I will customize a cupcake based on whatever is on tap or a specialty one that they're highlighting for the evening. For example, they had a coffee vanilla stout. So I made a caramel macchiato cupcake and I spiked it with their coffee vanilla stout beer and topped it with a vanilla whip cream for their buttercream on top, so that it all tasted, very, very good pairing for that.
Sure. You're making me hungry right now. I feel like we should have asked her to bring more stuff. But I will have cupcakes here shortly because I have her do a lot of the birthday cakes and cupcakes for mine. So again, I'm gonna put in the comments your Facebook page. Um, let's talk about let's see, Facebook is Teresa's
Edible.
Edible Treats.
Nope, creation.
Creations, sorry. Creations. I had to put the at in front of there. I do that. I forget that every time. At. It should. Did I spell it wrong?
Yes.
Okay, where am I wrong?
So back then it says ESA. Yeah, you need to put the S and the A. There you go.
There it is.
No. Yep. Sorry.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
We find it. There we go. Okay, so in the comments, you will see Teresa's Edible Creations, and you can go to her Facebook page, and she responds really well and really quickly if you Facebook message her on a cake that you want or cupcakes. And I mean, you like I remember for one of the events, you had an overload of cupcakes, and so I used that as a marketing and took them out to our church, and everybody, like, even people who go, I don't like treats or I don't want sweet stuff. You kind of have something for everyone, which is if you want something overly sweet, she's got it. If you want it not as sweet but more just kind of enjoyable, because I know you like your buttercream, which hey, who doesn't? What's your favorite cupcake or cake you've made?
Well, my favorite cupcake, and it changes because your tastes change. Right now, I'm really loving the Bavarian cream that I have. I love taking a vanilla. I make my own vanilla extract using grade A vanilla beans from Madagascar.
Oh wow!
And then I make it into a vanilla extract first, and then I turn it into vanilla paste, and I put 3 different forms of vanilla in my cupcakes. That way, you get that strong. Sometimes people can't always taste that vanilla flavor, so I like to make sure. So So I like to take my vanilla bean cupcake, core out the center, and fill it with Bavarian cream. And then I add some of that vanilla paste to my vanilla buttercream.
Okay.
So I call it so I have a yin and a yang. So right now this is my yang to my chocolate. So it's a vanilla cupcake filled with vanilla Bavarian cream, topped with a vanilla bean cream buttercream, and then I top it with a white chocolate dipped pretzel. So it's like the white, and then for the yang or the yin and the yang, I have a triple chocolate cupcake, and that is a dark chocolate cupcake filled with chocolate chip cookie dough, topped with a dark chocolate ganache and a malt ball or a piece of chocolate. So then I put those on a little arrangement, and it just looks phenomenal together.
It sounds phenomenal. If
So
if we don't have everybody's mouth watering right now, like ready to try some of these stuff, please reach out to Teresa. She does amazing work. I love every time somebody asks for a cake, she's the first person whose name I put out there. And I know you mentioned promotion cakes, and some people may not know what that is. But for the military, when they make a rank, they do a promotion party usually, and you do cakes like that. And you actually did it for your husband's and did like it was amazing.
So this is what I did for my husband. The hat is completely edible. I only cover my cakes in buttercream unless fondant is needed for the aesthetic look. So his hat is indeed covered in fondant, but only to give it that trim look that is required within the military. So normally I cover it in buttercream, which is all of this, except for the eagle, which was hand pieced together with small pieces of fondant.
Oh wow.
To make it completely 100% accurate, as I have been told needs to happen by various people, not my husband, because he knows better. Um,
Smart.
so I have had people come up and count the arrows and the feathers on all of the military creations that I have made, just to make sure. So there's always one. So I have to make sure that it's ready for that one person.
I like that. I like the attention to detail and the accuracy. So please support local. Teresa is local, as well as Caitlin is local with Hydrodog. Now, they're not necessarily local to us, but one of the businesses that Teresa introduced me to is a coffee company. And so we wanted to do a quick highlight with Alpha Coffee. So if you are not familiar with this lovely, she has spoiled me because she goes, "Hey, I know you like coffee. You really should try this." And I was like, oh, "Okay, sure. I'll take it home. I'll have some coffee. I have a Keurig and I have one of the cups that you can put your own coffee in." And so I brought it home and tried it, and it's amazing. So I had to go check out their website. And the reason we really wanted to highlight it here is we've kind of highlighted veteran owned businesses today. And this is a veteran owned business out of Utah. And by purchasing their bags of coffee, you can then, it sponsors a cup of coffee for a troop member who is overseas, who is deployed currently. And they actually even have a deployment package on their website, which is alphacoffee.com. And there's how to spell it if you need a little help. But on alphacoffee.com, they have a troop package which sends them bags of their different types of coffee. Because in reading their about page, um, coffee is an essential part of being a military member. And I know my grandfather would probably tell you the same thing as a cook for the Air Force, is that coffee is essential. And it literally is what helps them get up in the morning. And so imagine that you're overseas in Afghanistan or somewhere else that you don't know how to pronounce, and you're getting up and the military's coffee is not good. And so they will ship over bags of their coffee to the troops so that they can have really good coffee. And they send them some cool stickers and fun things. And so it's kind of neat to see all of the different pictures that they had from the servicemen and women who are overseas and wherever they're at. And they have their Alpha coffee and they have their stickers and stuff. And so I just thought that was so cool.
I actually met the owners when we were stationed in Utah, and they started their business as he was retiring, and both he and his wife run it together, and they've been able to open up a pretty decent sized coffee shop there, and then they still do what they do, and even during COVID, they are still doing everything they possibly can to not only keep shipping these overseas, but also to keep their employees employed and paid. and they had put up a donation request for people to help pitch in, and it's amazing what community does. And they've been able to keep all of their employees that were able to stay on staff. And they went back to packaging and doing what they had to do in their basement
Oh wow.
when they had to go back to do something fairly small, and then they've been able to open back up, as as COVID permits.
Sure,
But
sure.
they are the ones that introduced me into really promoting my business. He's very much an advocate for other military and their spouses to try to get yourself out there, get your name out there, advocate for yourself in your own small business. So they're great people with great coffee.
Yes, and this is only one of the. We're gonna go this way so that we're not like coffees, right? One of the coffees that they have, this is a medium light roast. And they have a couple others that they do. So I think I'm going to be getting a different bag. They also have K cups. So you can order a box of 3 of the different types of coffee that they have in K cups. So I would try and like, especially because it's not necessarily local to Nebraska, but because we have such a wonderful population of military and veteran here, I would encourage people to visit alphacoffee.com, order some coffee from them, help the troops to get better coffee so that they can have a cup to wake up to. And if you feel so inclined, their troop package, which I think is like a 3 or 5 pound bag, is like $50. It's really not that expensive. So I think that's one of the things that I'm going to be doing for my birthday, is just sending them a little care package. And you can actually send Alpha Coffee to a specific unit, and you can go on. So, like, if your husband's unit or wife's unit is over in Afghanistan, Iran, wherever they're on an aircraft carrier, you can put their unit information in there and they will have it sent to that unit specifically. So I think that's amazing. I mean, talk about really getting it into the masses. So I think that was a really, she spoiled me with like introducing me to this coffee with they call it coffee with a cause, which I think is awesome. And I just love that they're doing it. I love how they're giving back to the community. I love that they're a veteran based business. They hire veterans to give them positions and what they're doing. So kudos to you, Alpha Coffee. I will make sure to put their website also on the comments so that you can go and try their coffee yourself. And have it delivered. You said their website is actually less expensive than going to Amazon, correct?
Yeah, they are available on Amazon if that's how your preferred method is, but it is still a little bit cheaper to go through their actual website at alphacoffee.com.
So check that out, and I'll be curious to. You'll have to message me some if you order one, your picture with your Alpha Coffee, and we'll share it on the Facebook page so everybody can see it. So we are hitting our time up today for 30 minutes with a realtor. I'm Andrea Lane with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Ambassador Real Estate. I appreciate you tuning in and supporting locals like Caitlin from Hydro Dog. Her information is in the comments, and you can go back to it here. And then also for Teresa with her edible creations. Thank you for supporting those businesses as well as Alpha Coffee. I want to say thank you. We'll catch you next month with 30 Minutes with a Realtor.